So for today's video, we're actually going to be piggybacking off our last video, which was about the migrants, the border crisis, whether it's secure or not secure. And this video just came out. It was of a hearing from yesterday. And this committee hearing is questioning none other than Homeland Security. Now, the Senator John Kennedy, who's going to be doing his line of questioning, I find this man very hilarious. He's got a great accent. But I want you to just listen to his basic questions and listen to how nobody can give him an answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Morant, since President Biden's been president, how many non-American citizens have come into our country illegally or on the basis of a claim of asylum?
Fair question.
Thank you, Senator. HSI, as an investigative agency, is
Do you know the number?
no, Senator.
You're a senior member of Homeland Security, are you not?
That's correct.
Does anybody know the number? None of you know the number. Try 8 million. Now, of that 8 million, how many were children, Mr. Morant?
I don't have that number, Senator.
You don't know. Does anybody know? None of you know. Isn't that special?
Isn't that special? I love his facial expressions, just his deadpanness. And again, these are very basic questions that I would assume Homeland Security would know. How many people are coming into the country? You're supposed to know, from what I understand of what Homeland Security is, who is coming in and out of this country, especially when you have a huge swath, like he said, 8 million. It would only make sense that you would know how many people there are, who they are, what they're coming in for. But I mean, it gets better.
Let's assume half. Okay, 8 million is 4 Nebraskas, right?
A lot of people.
4 new states. Let's assume, I don't think it's as high, half of them are children. How many of those 8 million people are still here? Do any of you know? Okay. How many of those 8 million are claiming asylum?
That's a perfect question. That I feel like they should know, because everyone's coming over saying they're seeking asylum, but do they actually have the numbers? Is there actual proof? Are they recording it properly? Are they just taking people's word and just letting everybody in? So it's either the border is secure or the border is not secure. And again, as a senior member, or any of these people that are part of Homeland Security, I don't understand how none of them are answering this man's questions.
You don't know? How many of them claim asylum and don't show up for their hearing? Nobody knows? How many of them claim asylum, don't show up for the hearing, and President Biden has deported them?
0, I'm guessing.
You don't know? How many of them have claimed asylum, shown up for their asylum hearing, and been denied asylum and been deported?
Very basic questions. Very basic.
You don't know. How many of them were from Mexico? You don't know.
This silence from the other side it's so loud in a weird way. Like, just hearing actual nothing is as if we're hearing something. It's crazy how deafening, as people like to say, it is.
About 30%. That means 70% were not, right? Surely you know the answer to that.
30% from Mexico.
30% minus 100% is 70%. Am I right? Okay, 30% came from Mexico. Why don't you implement a safe third country policy that says under our asylum rules, you have to seek asylum in the first safe country. So if you come, say, from Venezuela or Nicaragua or another Central American country, you have to seek asylum in the first safe country.
And this is interesting that he's saying this because we actually played that clip from Nate the lawyer in our last video that said basically the same thing. All the migrants that are coming from Venezuela who are seeking asylum technically should have had their asylum seeking needs met once they got into Mexico or one of the other countries that they needed to cross through before they got to the US. So he's making a great point, and I don't know why this isn't something that's actually implemented. It would make sense. I mean, it sounds like it's supposed to be that way, but in America, it seems like they're just allowing these people to bypass that for some reason.
Why don't you do that? And then that would eliminate 70% of the 8 million. That's 5.6 million. Why don't you do that, Mr. Morant?
That's a lot of people.
Is that a question, sir?
Yes.
Oh my.
That's
All I've
beyond,
been asking are questions.
that's beyond the purview of HSI.
Oh, okay. How about you, Mr. Salazar? You're a former advisor.
That's beyond the purview. Yet all the other things, which I would assume would be within his purview, he wasn't able to answer either. And again, this is a senior member of Homeland Security. And it's crazy that this gentleman was just sitting there and all he says is, "Was that a question?" You're at a committee hearing where questions will be asked. So, yeah, you're expected to be questioned and give answers. This is mind-blowing.
Advisor to the vice president. How come we don't do a safe third country agreement?
Sir, we're working with our partners in the region. 21 countries signed on to the Los Angeles Declaration.
Have you done a safe third country agreement? You've had, what have you been at it, 2 years?
What we are doing is working with them to expand legal pathways.
Why doesn't President Biden get up in the morning tomorrow and say, we're changing the asylum process and we're doing what most other countries do, safe third country policy. You have to seek asylum. We support asylum. We have to seek asylum in the first safe country. That would eliminate 5.6 million people, boom, done, coming into our country illegally, wouldn't it?
Sir, I just want to point out Washington.
Wouldn't it?
It would, sir, but there are
Okay.
activities underway.
Let me ask you this, because I'm going to run out of time. President Biden and all of you believe in open borders, don't you? Don't you?
I love how he has to force that gentleman because all they want to do is bypass your question by giving you some weird rehearsed answer that they've done where all he was saying was, wouldn't that eliminate the 5.6? And he starts to go on about, oh, well, there's a program. No. Yes or no? Would that eliminate 5.6? Yes, but there's other. It's like, no. It's a yes or a no answer. That's all. But these people like to come up with their scripts and their pre-planned answers. And
I mean, I ask really basic questions. I don't mean any disrespect. I appreciate you being here. And I know you all love our country as we all do. But I believe in straight answers. I like straight answers and breakfast food. And there are only two possibilities here. Either President Biden and his team believe in open borders, or the people that the president has put in charge of the immigration policy of this country are not qualified to manage a food truck.
oh,
And nobody's that incompetent. You folks believe in open borders, don't you?
Sir, I think we believe in secure borders.
You believe in then you don't even know how, well, I'm going to take 30 more seconds. You don't even know how many people have come in illegally since President Biden has been president? You're a former senior advisor to the Vice President of the United States, Mr. Salazar. And you can't even give me a number?
No, sir.
That's like going to an oncologist and asking him, what's cancer? And he says, I don't know. Give me a break.
Oh my, this is wild. I can't believe that this is real life, that none of these people that are in these high-ranking positions could answer such basic questions for this gentleman. But hey, the borders are secure. Nobody's getting in, as you heard from the previous Democrat, and illegal immigrants is not a problem. This man must have his numbers all wrong. But as always, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one. And leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.